Okay, on this one, doing a modular home check, furnace check, and that's what we're working on here. Let's get into it. I'm just gonna run you through. Oops, ooh, that's dusty. COVID. Just gonna basically run you through. Pressure switch was changed out to the kit. Gonna run you through doing a heat exchanger check. Jeez, how long on the screws? Like 3 inch? My lord. I'll shut this off. It's no good place to put this light. Lighting's horrible. That's really loose on there. Gotta tighten that connection up. This is, what is this? Oh, this is a Coleman DGAA090. I don't know what year it is. I think we installed it in 2007. And it is 2020, and oh boy, let's see what we got going on here. Get that sensor cleaned up, but let's see what we got in the heat exchanger here. Oh boy, holy crap. I'm gonna stick you in there, and oh boy, wow. This is why you do heat exchanger checks. Holy crap. Hold on. Let's see, are you still on? I'm gonna stick you in the heat exchanger. Can you see it? Gaping. Holy crap. Wow. Wow. That is a big crack. Holy crap. Well, we are not going any farther on this one. So, he's going to have an option for heat exchanger replacement or a furnace replacement. That's going to be up to him. That's basically all I can do on this one. I got to put it back together and tell him, hey, your You gotta get correct heat exchanger. That's bad. Wow. Okay. Alright guys, that's basically it for this one. This is one of the reasons why you do checks. Safety checks. Safety first. Because if I just pulled the burner and I didn't look in there, if I just pulled the burner and didn't look in there, you'd never know that's there. But that crack, oh, that, I mean, it's wide open. It's wide open. So let me get it back together and tell the customer, hey, you got to do something, because it is bad. We'll see you on the next one. Well, that customer opted to do new furnace. That furnace was installed by us in 2007, and the furnace is kind of large for, I'm going to downsize the furnace from a 90 to a 70. And I think that's most of the problem. I think what happened is when that job was sold back in 7, they just replaced what was there. So they did like for like, not paying attention to anything else. Sometimes that's what happens. You get texts that are salesmen that go out and they don't pay attention to anything else but the size that's in there, and it must be right because it's in there and it worked for years, and that's how we run into those problems. Lack of attention, lack of knowledge. So when it comes to you know, sizing furnaces, you got to make sure they're sized right for the application, or it's more, you know, everyone thinks the furnace is a piece of junk because it doesn't work right. That's not the case at all. What it is just from the data install, it just wasn't right. It wasn't sized right. If you do that, you're going to have more hassle than what the darn thing's worth. So you got to be really careful on what you do when it comes to sizing and installing new furnaces. If they're not installed right, they'll never work right. So just kind of keep that in mind. You know, I gave that customer an option to go to high efficiency. Carrier does offer one furnace in their lineup that is rated for modular homes, and I gave him that option. He did not want to spend the money or need to spend the money because his gas bill wasn't terribly outrageous. So we kind of opted. I gave him the option, and I kind of recommended to him, hey, you don't need to do this, but it's really up to you. It's your house, you're spending the money. So, you know, I mean, if you want it, you can buy it, but you don't need it. Honestly, his bill in the dead of winter was, you know, less than $100 a month, so high efficiency didn't make sense for him. And I wasn't pushing it anyways because it just didn't make sense. It has to make sense, you know, to go high efficiency. I mean, if he had a $300 gas bill, yeah, that would make sense, but having a $100 a month gas bill in the dead of winter when it's freezing cold outside, high efficiency is not going to save you that much money. So those are some of the other things you got to consider. You got to give them the option, but is it in their best interest? Probably not. Probably not at all. But you give them the option. They choose on what they want to do in their own house. That's all you can do. You can give them the option, the best option. Give them your professional recommendations. And what they choose, that's going to be totally up to them. You know, I get a lot of comments, why'd you put this in, and why'd you put that high-end system in there? It's just going to cost them money in the long run. And I explain this to people. Yeah, it could cost you a lot of money to fix it out of the warranty, but you know, that's ultimately, it's their choice on what they want to do. Every time I give a customer recommendations for a furnace, I give them 3 or 4 different options. Because if you don't, and they do the research, you're the bad guy. Or, you know, I mean, if you just tell them, hey, this is the furnace you're getting. I mean, it's like buying a car. It's like you go buy F-150. You know, you want to go in, you want all the options. And some guy says, hey, this is all we got. I got one option. That's it. You might take it, you might go somewhere else. So it's really going to be up to you on what you want as a consumer. You don't know what they're going to want. You don't know what they're going to pay for. You shouldn't judge them on the way their house looks. And I learned that a long time ago. Don't judge a book by its cover. You give them options. They might want to spend money. That might be a necessity. I mean, something they want. It's like buying anything. It's something you want. They need it, but you know, you buy what you want. You have all kinds of options. It's just like buying anything. You have all kinds of options, and you have to give the customer that. All right, kind of rambling on. I will see you on the next one. That was just it was a furnace inspection. It ended up, I couldn't go any farther because that heat exchanger was absolutely ripped apart. So that's the reason why you need to do your startups or your clean-in checks. And I hate the word clean and check, but that's what the industry uses. Actually, they're safety checks. That is a safety check. You actually tearing apart the furnace and checking it. So if you go in and, you know, dust this off, check your igniter or check your flame sensor, igniter, blower cap, all the good stuff, you run through that and you don't check the heat exchanger, you're not doing that customer any good. They have to be safe in their own house, because that could lead to a fire, and I've seen it before, where that heat exchanger actually burned through the side of that furnace and caused a fire in the house. And I've seen them to where they've almost burned through the cabinet, or they have burned through the cabinet and started burning the drywall. But those are extreme cases, but you still have to check for safety. That is the number one thing you're out there doing, is checking for safety. And if you're not doing it, you're not doing your job. Alright guys, I will see you on the next one. Thank you.